Hello YouTube and the YouTube cooking community. How are y'all? Hey, I am glad to be back. Let me see if I can straighten you all up. I've got the lines running in there. That looks a little bit more straight. I am, like I said, glad to be back. I have found a new subgroup, I guess you would say, here on YouTube called Cast Iron Wednesday. It's where you prepare a dish in cast iron, of course, and you present your dish on Wednesday. This group has been going on for about 2 years now that I've been able to learn. And they have just recently started a theme of the month. The theme of the month for this month, which is April, I swear that calendar says 30 days, but I swear we're on about the 80th or 90th day of April. Anyway, the theme of the month is breakfast. And I have seen some amazing breakfast videos. And so I thought, I've been having the itching to get back into the community here and start making videos again. Whenever I was doing it, it was a lot of fun. And so, yeah, let's get it started. Oh, the description for the playlist and everything for Cast Iron Wednesdays will be down there in the bucket. I will put the link down in there. And hopefully I'll tag this video correctly so it'll be picked up and everything. So, and I found out about this through watching Bill Gowdy. I've been watching Bill Gowdy for years and years and years. And he started doing these Cast Iron Wednesdays. I think Calvin's Corner 72 has done a few of them too, I think. But I know Calvin cooks a lot in cast iron, so I'm surprised if he doesn't. I'm surprised he's not on here in the playlist. But hey, let's get this started. You know, coffee's hot. It's time for some breakfast. All right, y'all, it's time to get started. Let me show off my cast iron real quick. Both of these pieces I got from my grandma years ago. Make sure I'm in. This is a good size frying skillet. There are no, I'm not sure that, yeah, it's showing up on camera nice. There's no real markings at all on this skillet whatsoever. So I don't know what brand it is. And here's another one. It has a 8 on the back. So let me see if I can get in light there. You can see the 8 right there. And there's a E right there. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody. But I'm going to slowly start turning on some heat on these skillets. The only thing I've got here at the house is electric. I am really thinking about getting a charcoal table so I can start doing some Dutch oven and some other cooking outside. Haven't pulled the trigger on buying one yet, trying to figure out which one I want. Being that I am 6'3" and a half, I want something that's got some height to it. But the one I've got, see, that's got height to it, the back walls are pretty short, and I want some pretty high back walls to block the flame, block the wind. All right, let's get going here. First thing we're going to do is make some savory sausage gravy. And what I mean by that is I'm going to do this a little different than what normally gets done. This skillet hasn't been used in quite some time. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done any cooking. And you might see a little steaming coming off of the grates. I just pulled those out of the dishwasher. Make sure you guys can see this real good. First thing I'm going to do is find where I put my knives. Alright, found my knife. Just got back from Aldi's. I'm going to try this Appleton Farms Premium Pork Sausage. It says it's no artificial colors or flavors. I've never used this brand before, never heard of it. But, you know, it's what they had. And I don't like to cut directly on the counter. So, let's get that sausage in there. Oh, yeah.
Alright, at this point I figured out that might be a lot easier if I do an overdub instead of just talking. Sometimes you don't know how loud your voice is going into the into your camera. So hopefully this will make things a little bit better. I'm going to speed things up a little bit just for the convenience of time. We're going to break up that sausage. Like I said, we're going to make a savory gravy. Let's throw some onions in there. Come on, throw them all in there. There you go. And I've got some 80-20 hamburger mix. Pull that out, put about 4 ounces or so in. Thereabouts. Oh, who's counting? Break this up. Now for seasonings, normally for gravy anyway, I like garlic powder. So I'm going to throw some garlic powder in here. Just my regular sausage gravy, I put just a little bit in. And this Goya adobo seasoning, just got it. I really like it. So I'm going to throw some of that in there. So while that's going, I'm going to get this sirloin steak going. We're just going to do it real quick with some coarse sea salt. Sprinkle it up real good. Then we're going to do some fresh cracked black pepper. Coarse grind. Make sure we get it coated good. Now flip it over, make sure you do the other side. Nobody likes one-sided tasting food. Make sure you get that second side done. Now we're going to let this steak rest. Just sit there and come up to room temperature. There we go. Which way am I supposed to point? I forgot. Alright, this meat mixture's just about done. It's got a little bit of pink in there still, but I'm not worried about that because this is going to continue cooking when we make the gravy. One thing I've noticed that there's not a lot of fat anymore in sausage. I'm going to make a well here in a minute. Here we go. And the fat that comes down there is mainly the fat off of the hamburger meat. And a lot of that's still water. So I'm going to get some Kerrygold pure Irish butter. And we're going to put that in there, trying to bring up the fat level so we can make a good gravy. If you've never had Kerrygold butter, give it a try. Alright, let's get that butter mixed in. Come on, boy. Yeah, let's get that butter mixed in and melted down, and let's start making this gravy. Now the flour I'm going to use is just plain old all-purpose flour, AP flour. And one thing I like to do with my gravy, whenever I'm cooking the flour, I don't just cook it for a little bit to cook the flour. I like to go most of the time to almost to a peanut butter color on the flour. It just gives it a good nutty flavor and brings an extra depth of flavor to your gravy. I didn't do it this time because I've added too much flour. I added 3 tablespoons that you're seeing right here. I should have only done about 2 to start with, but I added too much flour, so I didn't have enough fat, and I wasn't going to go back and add more, so it is what it is. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've done any cooking, and come to realize I am using the wrong utensil. I should be using a wooden spoon or a wooden spatula or something to help, bring up the stuff off the bottom of the pan. Clean up as we go. Got to clean as we go. Yep, I need another utensil. About time to start adding that milk in here. And we're going to use the knob. Use the knob. Had it on high. Use that knob. Lower that heat down just a little bit. We're going to use whole milk. We're not using 2%, low fat, whatever. We're using the real stuff. If I would have thought about it, I had some heavy whipping cream in the ice box. Should have used some of that. Now here's where I messed up again. Should have had that on high heat when I put that milk in there. To help loosen that good stuff off the bottom of the pan. That's where your flavor is. Sit there and scrape all that up. Now your gravy will not come up to a full thickening until it comes up to a rolling boil. You've got to bring it to a boil. Now just to relieve some stress here that some of you may have, whenever I cleaned that pan, absolutely nothing was stuck to the bottom of the pan. It cleaned up like a dream. I'm going to put some more milk in there. There we go. Time to get another utensil. Hey, I'm doing the dishes. Let's dirty up something else. Let's get that wire whisk in there. Now here's where I should have left everything alone. As you can see, we're pretty much got a good thick gravy. It's come up to a boil. But I can't leave it alone. Added way too much milk right there. And so now we got to bring it back up to a boil and let it thicken back up. Now normally this is what I would serve my gravy as. Just like this. A little bit thicker. I'm going to do things a little bit different. I saw a nice recipe, a good recipe by the Backwoods Gourmet. And I'm going to follow his lead. I'm going to put the biscuits on top of this and stick it in the oven. Of course, he was using charcoal in the Dutch oven. But I got to do what I got to do. So we're just about to a boil. And we've brought this back up to its full thickening. Yeah, there we go. Now this is one of those times I wish I had a gas stove, because I could turn that knob down, get that flame out, and cool that pan off. However, since we're on electric, that electric coil keeps that heat for a while. As you're about to see, I'm about to make a mess. There we go. Yeah, make a mess, boy. So I turned it down to low, but it's still going to retain a lot of heat, especially in that skillet. Cast iron retains the heat, and so does that heating element. So I'm going to move this over to the other burner here just real quick like. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Well, now it's time to do what I normally don't do, and like I said with the Backwoods Gourmet, he showed me this, or showed us this in a video, so I thought I'd take the lead and try it out, see how it works. Put those biscuits on top, and then I'm going to shove this in the oven. 350 until those biscuits are done. Yeah, just layer them right there on top. Squeeze them in. Come on, you got 2 more to put in there. Come on, you can get it. You can do it. There we go. Yeah. Now it's time to get on that steak. Throw some butter in that skillet. And if you're paying attention to my knob, it says low. Should have had that on high. Put that steak in there. Of course, I also should have gotten the ruler out and did some measuring before I put this steak in here, because I almost don't have enough skillet to put that steak in. But through the miracle of time, I'm not going to bore you guys, and so it's time to give this thing a flip. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Flip that thing. Got some nice browning going on. And I'm going to speed things up again, and it's time to pull this off. For me, I like a steak that's good between a medium rare and a medium. And for me, this is done. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. It's time to fry up a couple of eggs over easy. Been a while since I've done some eggs, and I was surprised I didn't bust any yolks. Now there is a lot of seasoning left in that skillet. I really didn't need to add any salt or pepper. There's still a lot left in that skillet after that steak. And those eggs picked them up. And I do not like this spatula. I have never had luck with this spatula. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's too thick material or what, but I've never had luck flipping an egg with this thing. Just doesn't slide up on there. So I think once it gets through with the dishwasher, it's going to go in the junk drawer for I don't know what. Now surprisingly, that yolk did not bust. Now, I like my eggs over easy. So it's about time to plate those dudes up. Yeah, that looks good right there. Look at that seasoning. Let's cut some of this steak up. And I'm not going to use all this today. I've got another recipe I'm going to film tomorrow for my entry for next week, but I'm going to film it tomorrow. I'm going to need some steak for her. Come on. As you can tell, I am not left-handed whatsoever. Let's slice this up. Now, I've never had a steak from Aldi's, but look how juicy this thing is. And I tell you, it is good. I'll cut that fat off there. Give that to the dog. Get some steak on this plate for some breakfast. Look at that juice. Hey, it's time for some biscuits and gravy. And you can see real quick like it has been a long time since I've done some cooking. Who else? Come on, get that skillet around there so you don't drop it on the floor. Who else would try to serve up biscuits and gravy with a slotted spoon? I quickly see the error in my way. Come on, boy. Figure this thing out. There you go. Get some of that gravy on there. Oh, now who you fooling? Get that second biscuit out. Like I said, nothing stuck during cleanup. Everything came out. Oh yeah. Don't that look good?
Well, I hope this entry is acceptable for my initiation video into the Cast Iron Club. As you saw, I made some mistakes in there. Been a little while since I've done gravy, and didn't use the knob quite right. And you saw that I put that steak in a semi-cold skillet, and so hey, you learn. You learn. It's been a while, and sometimes you forget. Speaking of that steak, let's give that dude a try. Man. How about some of those eggs? Oh man, those eggs didn't really need any seasoning on top. They picked up enough off that steak, off the drippings left in the pan. Let's try one of them biscuits and gravy. Now, I'm not one to like dumpling style biscuits, but I saw a video, and I'll post that video down here, link it, where they did biscuits and gravy, just, well, kind of like this, except they didn't do the gravy like I did, but they made the gravy and then put the biscuits on top, and then put the lid on it and charcoal on top of that and charcoaled it. I don't have my notes in there, so I'm not going to drop a name, and it'd be the wrong name, and here I am taking a take that I can't retake, so I apologize. And I do apologize to eat in front of you. Let's try one of these biscuits and gravy. Oh man. Ooh, that is hot, but that is good. Hey, hopefully I'll see you guys again. Y'all will stay safe, be good. Hopefully we're about out of this coronavirus COVID stuff. But man, I can't wait to see y'all next week to see what we're gonna do. It is a version of a Honduran dish called a bolita. Normally for dinner, but I'm gonna make it for breakfast. Okay, see y'all later. Bye.